Hey, so I just wanted to go over this real quick because there's a lot, and I figured me talking you through it would be a little easier. So basically, I took the survey, which you've seen, and took the 80 responses and kind of broke it down a little bit. And let me show you how I did that. So I'm going to pause it 1 second, and I'll bring up the first thing. All right, so here's the spreadsheet. It's this one right here. I'm going to go quick over this because I don't want to bore you. But essentially, I took it and I split it up into a bunch of sections. So I split all the results into alt ed, autism, ECE, miscellaneous. So in miscellaneous, there was these groups that there was only one or two of. If you want me to resort, I can resort, sped, and vokes, and then I kind of calculated all their stuff. So yeah, so uh, let's go into this slideshow, which looks like this. That's where I visualize it, put it into charts. So first off, I have the participant breakdown. Okay, so this is how it all broke down, how we had sped, Vokes. I like the pie chart better. So we had 14 people at Vokes, 16 at sped, 12 alt ed, and then 12 were miscellaneous. I think if we do this next year, we need to not have that be an open-ended question, but have it list the parts. That'll clean this up a little bit. And so there's that. And then this is straight from the survey. Most of our people were teachers. Let me see. I don't remember exactly how many we had. Oh, summary. We had 53 teachers answer stuff, answer things. So that's our breakdown there. And then, okay, so here is the results for what article they found the most important. So I did it two ways. So first I weighted the results. And so what I mean by that is if they gave case size and class load as their first most important thing, I gave it 2 points. And if they put it as their second item, I gave it 1 point. So people's priority got more weight, right? So whichever one they had priority got more weight, but I did still count it all into the same thing. So clearly you can see people's most important thing is that class size and caseload. Okay, so class size and caseload, and then down here I have it broken down. The second most important was miscellaneous, third was safety. It looked like miscellaneous mostly, I can't remember. Anyways, so you can see it in somewhere else, I'll show you. But miscellaneous, safety, leave, and assignments. Um, so the interesting thing was, so here, this is not weighted. This is just pure votes, right? So there were 51 people that voted for class size, 18 people voted for assignments. And so the interesting thing here is when you throw in the weighting of it, it switches from second place. Second most picked thing was assignments, whereas before it was miscellaneous, and assignments was tied for fourth. So that assignments got a lot more votes. So a lot more people were interested in it, but it was not as important as the class sizes. So that's where it kind of shifts a little bit. I'm gonna pause, take a breath. Okay, and then I have a couple more charts that it's the same exact results, just shown as a different graph. This is as a bar graph instead of the pie chart. I like the pie chart better. I think it shows a little better weight. This does show a little more of the difference, and then we have weighted versus not weighted. And then I have unweighted results for just the first question. And so again, you can see almost everybody was class size and caseload was the most important thing. And then second most was, looks like miscellaneous. Miscellaneous provisions was the second most important thing to people, and then safety conditions. And I did sort those things out. Here's your unweighted questions too. Okay, and now this was interesting. So for this graph, what I did was, because I broke it down by the different like sites or locations, each of these different colors represents a different location. Okay, this is all the locations except for Vokes. This does not include Vokes. This orange one right here is Sped, which has the most people. I don't totally remember the other ones. I don't think it matters that much, because this group, all you can see, the most important thing was class size, right? And over here, Sped's number 2 was clearly safety, which skews that safety so much because was what they care about. And then everybody else, their number 2 tended to be this professional conditions, which was a lot of stuff about dress code, was what people talked about. But yeah, so I thought that was interesting. But then what's weird is when I throw in Valley Oaks, you can see Valley Oaks is completely different. Valley Oaks no one even really mentioned class size and caseload for Valley Oaks. And so their big thing was miscellaneous, which is what skewed this weighted total up here and miscellaneous so high, was because everybody in Valley Oaks didn't really care about the class size. They were more worried about miscellaneous. And then leave was another thing. And I think there was, looking through some of the results, it seems like there was some issue that Valley Oaks had with bereavement. And so I think that's why leave was so hot for them. And that's a quick rundown of the graph. And like I said, kind of interesting, but you can see all the results there, and I can break it down more in detail in person. I'm going to pause, and I'll show you the other things. Okay, and again, because I figured like splitting it up might make it a little easier to process instead of having to deal with everything, I split it based by location. So like we'll open SPED. So this is the SPED comments, and it is all the comments answering, I think, the 4 questions. The 4 of the questions: what went well for you, what struggles did you have, what solutions, comments, questions. And so it's everybody's things. And I have the names all somewhere, but I don't think we need them. If this is just to pull their information, if there's one you have a question about, I can always find it from the results. But that's it. That's just a more readable version. And so that's what each of these are: the Vokes comments, SPED comments, miscellaneous comments, ECE comments, autism, alt-ed, etc., etc. And then down here, these were for all of the comments on the specific articles. So like if I go to Article 7 caseload, this one I did put the names and just why did you choose your first pick. That's it. And it's first and second picks, but why did you change your pick? And so if you're curious why people picked caseload, this file has everything people said about caseload. And I can tweak this, like if you want this to say why you picked caseload and what suggestions you have, but I don't think the suggestions necessarily went with the articles. I think those went to the struggles for the year. But yeah, and here we go. That's everything. And so I don't have all the articles because not all the articles had substantial comments. Some have only had 1 or 2 comments, which I can get to you if you want. But this is a bulk of it. And so there you go. I'm going to just share this whole folder with you so you'll have access to all of it. I will send you a couple of the files, but I think it's easier to just have access to the whole folder. So if you have any questions, shoot me another email. I will see it tomorrow when I'm at work.